Hello everyone, I am Pragati. Great to see you all here. Welcome to the Core Factors webinar. Thank you so much for joining us today. I hope you all are doing well and staying safe. Today's session will be a tad bit different from our usual webinars. Today we have Mr. Bharat Jain from Vested Finance. He is the founding member of Vested Finance and head of business development and strategy. We are glad that he could join us for this webinar to share his valuable insights. Welcome, Bharat. It's such a pleasure to have you today for this session.
Thanks so much, Pragati, and thanks everyone for joining in.
Yeah, Bharat, you can start
Oh,
with your
sure.
presentation. Yeah,
Yeah,
sure.
sure. Before we start, I just wanted to, thank you everyone for joining in on this afternoon actually, and thanks Shamila for this organizing this. And if you can just move to the next slide. So before I speak, I just wanted to, clarify that what vested finance is. So if you see, we assist Indian investors and NRI investors across the globe to invest in international stocks and ETFs. So, meaning nowadays, for example, all of us or most of us actually invest via mutual funds or stocks or directly invest in bank FDs, for example. So we take care of different asset classes wherein you invest in gold as well. You invest in different stocks, different FDs, or we have diversified our investments across various industries again via mutual funds, for example, or we have different time period investments as well, or we keep on investing so that we get the best dollar cost averaging done. So all these three sources of diversification is something that most of us already do, but what we've realized was geographical diversification was something that was missing, especially for the Indian investors. And this is where we found out that all the investors across the globe actually, especially in the developed countries, they have their investments in emerging markets like India, but on the other hand, Indian investors don't have such an option. So this is where our vision is to create a platform wherein all the local investors also get exposure to such international and big US markets where companies like Google, Facebook, and all the big techs and all the latest teams. So those are present there, and Indians also get an opportunity to invest. So that has been the objective, and we started this in 2018, and since then we've seen a tremendous amount of traction from the Indian investors, especially. So I think that was one of the reasons that we started this. And having said that, this becomes a need actually than a choice to invest, internationally. If you talk about global diversification, right? So if you have all your eggs in one basket, and if you have all your investments in one country, it's one or more the same thing. And that this is where we are working on to provide a better diversification opportunity and better wealth creation opportunity for the local investors. If you can move to the next slide. So when we started about this as an idea of creating geographically diversified portfolios, one of the markets that we stumbled upon was obviously the US. And why only US for now, right? So across the globe, if you see 50% of the world's equity of world's market cap is listed in the US. So it's the biggest market by a big margin. And it hosts all the major companies, 9 out of 10 top companies in the world. So it was a very natural choice to start with US for any of the Indian investors. So one of the reasons of why one should look at investing internationally is last 10 years I'm sure आपने देखा होगा कि 45 rupees था $1, but from 45 to currently it's almost 75. So rupee has been depreciated. So for example, अगर आपने सिर्फ $1,000 उस टाइम खरीदा होता, so which was 45,000, automatically in 10 years it would have become 75,000 without any capital gains or without any interest. So one of the reasons is definitely weakening rupee. If you want to take advantage, you can start investing in dollars. The other thing is you get exposure to diverse asset classes. So for example, in India, there are very limited number of options and asset classes when you want to invest. And in the US, that's not the case. So आपको वहाँ पर REITs में invest करना हो, आपको वहाँ पर bonds में invest करना हो, global stocks में invest करना हो, all the ADRs are listed there, multiple ETFs are there, which get you this access. That's something that is possible, via US as a market. So you get a lot of variety, you get a lot of diversification opportunities within the US market itself. So that's there. Uske alawa, the third biggest reason that we have seen is people want to save for their own or their child's foreign education, or they want to migrate in the future, or they want to travel, or they have some wedding goals in foreign countries. So all these dollar spending activities in the future, why not start saving in dollars currently if you want, if you can, right? So this is one of the biggest reasons that we have seen, which has pushed people to start investing in the US, because they want to save for their future and they want to save for their child's future. So that is one of the most important reasons as well. उसके अलावा, obviously, as I mentioned, you have companies like Google, Facebook, Teslas of the world listed there. As a matter of fact, the last 10 years, mein, if you see the returns, so S&P 500 has absolutely outperformed the Sensex, the Nifty. In fact, in INR terms, agar Sensex has provided or given 8% returns for the past 10 years. If you see as the S&P 500 or Dow Jones, these benchmarks, these indices have given 17.5%. So more than double is what one would have received from investing in the US market in INR. So that's absolutely astonishing, and that's something that most of the Indians are missing out on. And this is where we are trying to create a platform wherein we can reach out to most of the retail HNIs as well as affluent investors to start their investing journey. And this is where I think, if you can move to the next slide, please. So this is where I think, with this as a concept, this was never unique, to be honest, the concept, but bringing it out to the retail audience, to the affluent folks, to the HNIs as well. So this started as this looks like a very new asset class for most of us. So this entails a lot of education. So for example, when we speak with the client, there are a lot of questions, right? I'm sure आपके भी दिमाग में आ रहा होगा, क्या यार ये legal है? Is this legal, or how would tax work? Or मैं क्या income tax में मेरा how would I actually show this income? Or how would I show this asset class, right, in my assets? So a lot of questions are there, and this is where, for us, outbound calling as well as inbound inquiries that we receive are at most of importance, because whenever a customer registers on the platform, I think hardly 10% of them would be a DIYer in the first instance, meaning they would come in, they would read, and they would gather the knowledge, and then they'll start investing. But most of the times, when we reach out to them, they ask us for a few questions, they get those questions clarified, and only then they start their journey. Obviously, because it's about the hard-earned money. It's not like any other app that you see on the in the ecosystem currently. So when it comes to money, they have to be double safe, and that is where we started outbound calling, as well as we received a lot of inquiries. And this is where I think we've been working with Core Factors, and that has really helped us to stay organized. Our team has literally, the efficiency of the team has increased, the transparency has increased. That's the most important thing. And we received all sorts of reports as well, what type of questions are the clients asking, or what type of be it what type of actually the feedback has been provided by the clients. So a lot of data can be extracted with such platforms, and this is where we've been very lucky, and we've been very supportive from the team as well. So we have been building a few features together as well. So that's something that Core Factors has really assisted us with. So I think this is where, for a product like this, having a very good supportive CRM system really helps, And I think kudos to Core Factors on having actually providing us a platform like this. I think that's about it from my side, and maybe I'll just ask Sharmila to take over from here, and then we'll have a very good interactive session once we finish this presentation.
Yeah. Thank you, Bharat. I mean, it was a really, for a lot of people here, I mean, the concept is very new, right? Investing in US, right? So it's not only about investors. So it is a big eye opener. So when you say investing in US, like it's not only about an investors, maybe HNIs or people who, I mean, working professionals can also do that. So it's really it's really, I mean, you educated us today. That's what I can tell. So now coming to our this thing. So you mentioned about core factors has been very helpful with respect to efficiency, transparency, and client retention and everything. So here I would like to carry out something like about customer retention. So yes, so how do we retain more customers, or how do we I mean, what is called customer retention, and what is an attrition rate, and how we will calculate SAT. So I mean, I'm just going to take you through the quick thing over to these points. I think it will be really helpful for the audiences here. So customer retention, right? So as you all know, like most of us, like customer retention is nothing but we are getting and retaining the client back. We are not losing the client. We are retaining the client back again and again, right? It's not only about an one-time business. So it's all about a recurring business, right? So if you are doing a one-time business with the customer, then that is not a customer at all. It is just a trial period. So I mean, when I was hearing one of the conversation of Hisflow CEO Suresh Sambandam, he was mentioning if you are taking, providing a service to a customer only once, then it is like a trial period. So the second time, if the customer come back to you, then for most of the industries, that is a kind of a journey starts, right? So there are a lot of examples. So here I have mentioned like obviously happy customers will be giving you the recurring business. So right now you can take a lot of example like a dream level. You are referring to your friends and continuously you are playing month on month. Maybe Google Pay you are using every month, and you are WhatsApp, the lot of day-to-day apps that we are using right now, right? So those things are we are using because it's not only about Google Pay is providing us a scratch cards. It's not only about Dream 11 is providing us some kind of cashback immediately if I refer to a friend. It's not only about that. It's all about the kind of user experience. It's kind of they solving our problem. Obviously, WhatsApp is solving a greatest problem of communication and the pricing and the customer support. So all these four things is major when it comes to customer retaining the customer. It's similar when it comes to any industry. Maybe as we spoke, as our friend Bharat spoke, and it's very important, right? So he was saying that they want to educate the clients. So they have to keep in touch with the clients regularly, educating them over a call, over a SMS, over emails or WhatsApp. So I mean, communication plays a vital role while you are educating the clients. So I think you can retain the customers. You can retain the customers only if you are providing the mix of all these things like user experience, solving their problems, pricing, app pricing, and proper customer support. And obviously, it will increase your customer profit. That is a very important thing. So, I mean, this is a basic thing of what is customer retention. And when you say how do you retain customers with a customer success team, right? So that is again like customer success team is nothing but the post sales. So there are two modules in sales. One is pre-sales and post-sales. The pre-sales are the people who bring in the leads. Maybe they work with the marketing team to bring in the leads. They will prospecting and onboarding them. And post-sales is having a greatest responsibility of what to say, what do you call it as, like to support the customer in a proper way and communicating with them regularly and obviously like retaining them and making them happy. So there is always a happiness of when you're giving more than what you have asked for, right? So I think the customer success, the credit goes to all the customer success and support team. Not only success, some teams call them as a support. So I think all the credits go to them, because I think they really need. They are the, I can say, like, without them, customer retention or proper customer support is not going to happen. The call center teams, so everyone, right? So I mean, what kind of see, obviously, when it comes to success team, what kind of things they do? Obviously, like, they want to, whenever they are speaking with you, they understand your problem. What is the problem that you are facing in their product or service? And obviously, they will keep in touch with you, weekly ones or monthly ones, to ensure that everything is going smooth in with respect to their product in your end, and to ensure that they are really happy, and that their product is creating a value to them. So they will keep in touch with you, right? Regularly, they used to be keeping in touch with you. Lot of times we receive calls, feedback calls, right? So it's all about like personalized communications. And obviously, like, their customer success team, they will be using a product like core factors, or they will be using a product like fresh access, to ensure that customer success team, entire details all imposed to sales, like entire details of the customer is under the one single roof, and all the calls whatever they are making, like call conversations. So metrics, there are multiple metrics that we can get over how they have supported. For example, I'm just calling, I'm receiving a call from Videocon. They will ask me, ma'am, everything is going fine, and how do you like to rate the call? So obviously, I will be rating that call, and that is nothing but CSAT, right? So, like, to understand the call conversation metrics and what is the feedback of the client, obviously they need a tool. They need a tool like. Uh, Customer success platforms. There are a lot of things available. I mean, I can say, like, universally there are a lot of platforms available, but with respect to Indian context, I think few platforms which are really serving the Indians need to retain the customers via customer success team or support team, something like Core Factors or Smart Carrot or Fresh Success. So these teams is really helping or making the life of success team easier. So this is with respect to the customer success team. And yes, so I mean, there are multiple ways. As I said, one thing is like, you gather feedback. Obviously, like, we used to gather the feedback from the client, and we used to improvise. Okay, so your product is not working here, or your service is bad with respect to this perspective. Right now, right away, when you take, customers are very frank, like, considering there are a lot of platforms like, I mean, there are a lot of platforms, so they can review the product in Capterra. If you're a product company, you will be getting reviews in Capterra or Software Suggest. Or if you are in a B2C companies, again, there are a lot of tools in mobile app. In case of mobile app, they will, I mean, they will reply in the social medias also, or they will reply you in the Play Store also, right? So right now, everything is open. So as a decision maker, now we are making a decision only after reading the reviews, right? So it's very important we gather that feedbacks and improvise. So it's a huge responsibility for success team and everyone, entire support team, like, making sure that we are improvising and we are gathering that feedback. Obviously, like, retention is something, it will happen only when we build that relationship and gain the trust. So that is something which is very important. And obviously, like, other thing is that you have to solve the customer issues on time. So maybe you will be having some kind of metrics or timeline or guideline, whatever it is. Like, yes, I want to just solve this kind of an issue. Maybe it is a query, our team has to solve within 6 hours. Maybe if it is a technical issue, maybe it will take 24 hours. So there are multiple timelines. So tools, again, tools like Core Factors or Freshdesk, like these kind of tools will help you to set up the resolution timelines, and it will help you to really manage your entire support team, right? So that is something which is possible. And obviously, the CSAT score is very, very important, like when it comes to customer satisfaction. So CSAT is nothing but customer satisfaction score. So I mean, let's take an example, like, there are 50 customers, and two of your customer you have 2 or 3 people in your success and support team, and you really need to understand what is your CSAT score with respect to the callings, how they are talking with the clients, and what the client is really giving the feedback. At the same time, like in other ways also, you can gather maybe over you can send them a personalized SMS or call, or maybe other communication like mails. We usually receive a lot of mails from Swiggy or Zomato, like kindly your feedback will really helpful for us. And I mean, everyone is having the feedback survey form. And when you're entering into a restaurant, and after when you're coming out, and you will receive a call hope you have enjoyed, or SMS like hope you have enjoyed your dinner or lunch in restaurant name. And obviously they will ask them to they will ask us to give a quick feedback, just give a missed call if you like our service, and just reply to this number, or maybe just fill this quick survey landing page link. So there are multiple ways how you receive the feedbacks, so that based on that your CSAT score will be calculated. So when your CSAT score, usually CSAT score is something like where you give the customers rating of 1 to 5. So it's always good when you get a rating of more than 4. So that is something. And at the same time, let me quickly tell you how you can get a CSAT score. Maybe if easiest way of getting a CSAT score. So let's take an example. Your company is having an support team. Let's assume that you have a support member or a team, or maybe a success member or a team. So they usually make a call to the client, or they receive a call. It can be both inbound and outbound calls. So it's the simplest way. Once they are once they are talking to the client saying that, sir, this ticket has been resolved. So this is the thing. So you are informing about all the details of their queries, or you are supporting them in a best possible way. And after that, you can ask the client, sir, following this, you can just give a feedback. So they will just type some number like #11 or #22. Automatically, voice or this thing will play, asking them to rate them, maybe 1 to 5 or 1 to 10. They can register their feedback. It's a very quick thing, because in this busiest world, no one will going to give you a feedback after 1 hour or one day. They will forget, right? We have a lot of things and lot of distractions, online distractions, which is there. So it's better you can ask them over a call only, so they can also spend some quality time, and they can give that. So it's very, very important. So CSAT score, if you are not implemented in your company, I think this is the right time you should start implementing that. And other thing is that retaining more customers, obviously you need to use a CRM tool, because a lot of us, there are almost 50 million SMBs in India, and a lot of corporates and a lot of companies in India. But it's very, very minimal percentage that people who use a CRM. Still, most of our companies are dependent on Excel sheets. They are considering CRM as a very costliest option, or very difficult to adapt, right? So that is the whole reason people are not getting adapted to CRM. But frankly speaking, it is very easy to use. So most of the CRMs, they are available in market like Zoho, Lead Squared, Core Factor. So we also provide 4,000 plus users are using our product on a day-to-day basis. So you can use any of the CRM, so that it's not only about customer retention, it's about capturing the lead from any of the sources, following with them, closing the deal, and retaining them. It's all under one single roof. You can really see 360-degree view of a customers with a CRM. And you, as a management, or maybe you're a sales manager or a support manager, you can take a better calls, right? So that is where this kind of a CRM plays a vital role. And I would like to share one of the screen. So this is one of the dashboard where you can really see. This is like a success box. It's nothing but it's all about post to sales. You can really able to see all the activities of the customer. So it's just a demo that I have created. Maybe a customer name, their last name, their mobile number, their annual recurring revenue. Because in this kind of a CRMs, usually it will be integrated with your billing system. So maybe you are using QuickBooks, you are using Tally. So those kind of systems can be integrated. So you can see your annual recurring revenue, your status, what are the products and services this particular customer has opted from you, entire transactions, whatever transactions they have did with you till date, activities, tickets, what are the tickets they have raised, what are the queries they have raised, task notes. So this will act as a maybe your customer success manager will love it, right? All single, your support manager or customer success manager, so all the details in one single roof. So this is something like the post sales team or support team needs. And also when I spoke about CSAT score, and we have a very important option like calls, right? So when you are using any kind of a cloud telephony solution, or like core factors or Exotel, so obviously like you can really able to, when you are using a CRM like this, like you can really able to um, calculate the CSAT score. So like what is the CSAT for this particular agent, what is the average CSAT rating, what is the total rating, what is the total call duration, answered, unanswered, outbound calls, inbound calls. So this will give you a very good picture, right? And based on that, this I mean agents will also be ranked. So for example, this week who will be the star performer? Okay, so Ashwin is the star performer from our team. So I mean we can able to really see exactly like what is our CSAT score, what is your company CSAT score, how satisfied your customer is. So friends, like when we talk about how to retain the customers, obviously as I said to you, the user experience, solving their problem, your pricing point, and how the way you are supporting the customer plays a vital role. And obviously you need a tool for both pre-sales and post-sales to manage all those things under one single roof. So that's how we are just helping the clients, and that's how Mr. Bharat from Vested Finance is also here today, and to share. Already he has shared about core factors like how it is helping them with respect to efficiency of their work and productivity, how they are transparency, like what kind of calls they are making to the clients, and how fast they are getting the feedbacks. So I think he have shared about those things. So I think that is where like you can retain more customers, friends. I think over to Bharat, like Bharat, if you want to add any other points, I think you can able to do that, Bharat.
Yeah. So that's more or less something that to summarize it very well. But definitely, in order to retain a customer, so what we have been doing is obviously product is something that we are working on continuously. But our customer success has been rated one of the best, at least in the industry. And one of the reasons why we are seeing people remitting or transferring funds and investing more and more again and again. A quick fact, almost 75% of our customers come back and fund it again in 1 quarter. So that's a
Mm-hmm.
fabulous stats to have, and that is a testament to our customer service, customer success team, as well as
So can you Bharat, can you just brief like how your success team works? So just about so that like others can understand. Maybe success team is new for them, for most of the people here, right? So maybe if you can brief us like how the success, maybe just a brief on your process, how you work and how you retain your customers.
Sure. So what we do is we write a lot of content. So I'll just walk you guys through a funnel and how our customer success team actually fits into that funnel. So we write a lot of
Okay.
content and newsletters every week, every twice a week at times. We generate a lot of content. People do read it, share it with their friends and family, and they subscribe to the Vested platform, Vested website. And then once they get used to it, once they understand the events in or once they understand the investing process in the US, so they start their KYC journey with us. Once they
Mm-hmm.
open an account with us, this is where the first leg of customer success team actually is included. So once they register an account with us, we give them a welcome call. We walk them through the features and the next steps. So with us, it's not a UPI or an NEFT transaction when you want to transfer funds. So since it's transferring funds to the US, it is a little more complicated than that. And that is where our team has to go on a call with the client and just explain the process, at least in the beginning, first time or second time when the clients do it. So as a matter of fact, in the welcome call, we talk about the fund transfer process, and then they ask us to call us back, let's say in next days or next week. So we schedule another call with the system or for next week, and automatically that gets popped up whenever the agent or our team actually logs into the system. So that's one of the areas where which has really helped us improve the funnel conversion, and people have been after opening account, they are getting more and more active and funding the account as well. So that's the end goal for us. And once that is done, with a relentless service, so whenever they have any issues, they call us on the toll free, and we provide all the feedback and all the respond to all the queries automatically. They become satisfied, and they do it for the second and third time as well, the investing process. So this is where I think a mix of product and a great customer success experience definitely gives so much more confidence to an investor that this as a platform will not fail them, and this as a platform will be here forever. And that is what we want to stand for whenever someone talks about Vested. And this is where tools like Core Factors definitely help us.
Yeah, great, Bharat. So thank you for sharing your insights. I think, yes, whatever you have said, right? Like customer, obviously that's a success. Like when they are investing with you for second time and third time, I think that's where like you really see the success, right? So that's where like you really, I mean, have that kind of an happiness. So when they are doing it for second time and third time, obviously, right, that is a great effort with respect to all the teams, maybe product or support. So it's a combination of both. So thank you, Bharat, on that front. And I think I can, anything you want to share, Bharat, or I can just ask Pragati to go for a Q&A?
Yeah, we can, open the forum for Q&A maybe.
Yes, Pragati, over to you.
Yeah, thank you, Bharat and Sharmila, for your valuable insights. We had a very interactive session. So, guys, if you have any questions, you can directly ask in the chat section here, or I am unmuting you if you have any questions for Bharat or Sharmila. Yeah, everyone, if you have any questions, you can type them in the chat box here. Yeah, so I have unmuted everyone. If you have any questions, you can ask directly. I guess everyone is clear or what? Okay. A question is there from Priya. What are the documents needed to invest in Vested? I think it's for Bharat.
Yeah. Hi, Priya. So it's a very straightforward process. It's completely online and seamless. So we just need your PAN card as an ID proof, and your Aadhaar or a bank statement that can serve as your address proof. So that's something that would be needed. Apart from that, we'll ask you a few questions on risk profiling. Very quick. It takes almost the entire process takes just 2 to 3 minutes to complete, and within a 1 or 2 business days, we will get back to you if the account is approved or no. So that should be very seamless, and we'll be happy to have you try that process as well.
Thank you, Bharat. Yeah, Priya, I think your question was answered. Thank you for asking. Anybody else has any questions? I think Ashwin. It's for Bharat as well. Hi, sir. Is there any tax?
So whenever we talk about investing, there are gains associated with it, and whenever there are gains, obviously there are taxes. So one thing to note is there will be no tax implications in the US, because we'll be filing appropriate set of documents when you open your account with us. But on the other hand, you'll be taxed in India. So definitely capital gains taxes would be applicable, and more details can be found out on the website, or one of my team members can reach out to you as well when you start the process.
Thank you, Ashwin. Thank you, Bharat, for answering. It's from Sheetal. Hi, Mr. Bharat. Is it safe enough to invest in the US market during this pandemic situation? Very good question, I guess.
Yeah, I would say that very relevant as well. So, see, no one can answer this, to be honest, but what I suggest most of my friends and family as well, that especially during these situations where we don't know what's going to happen next, such volatile situations, we need to diversify, right? We need to diversify as much as possible, because we don't know if the pandemic would have a worse outcome in India or in the US, or which part of the globe actually. So it's better to diversify, and this is what we provide, right? We give you another avenue to diversify. So for example, you can still invest 80-85% of your portfolio in India, but just diversify 10-15% of that in the US. So in case India outperforms, your portfolio anyways would be outperforming. If US outperforms and India does not perform, you'll have 10-15% of your portfolio outperforming. So that's the ultimate objective of spreading your eggs, or spreading your investments across different asset classes.
Yeah, true, Bharat. So another question is there from Roshan. Whenever we want to invest or withdraw, are we charged for the tax?
Sure. So whenever you invest or withdraw, I don't think so you'll be charged then. But whenever you sell, so you'll actually realize a gain or loss. So for example, let's say I invested $10,000, or actually I sent $10,000 from Indian bank account to US brokerage account. Then I bought $10,000 worth of Facebook. You won't be taxed anywhere in till this time. But when you sell Facebook for, let's say, $11,000, automatically for that year, you've realized a gain of $1,000, and you will be liable to pay taxes on $1,000 in India. Coming to how much would be applicable in India is, so short-term capital gains would be for 2 years. So threshold would change from 1 year to 2 years. I know I'm going a little technical. Not sure if all of you guys would be following, but since tax thing has been asked for the 4th time, so जो भी आपका gain होगा in India, so threshold period would be 2 years. So 2 years के पहले आपने sell किया हो, so automatically it will be added to your income tax slab. 2 years से ज़्यादा किया हो, so it will be 20% with the benefit of indexation. So in this case, $1,000, which is amounting to 75,000 rupees, आपको automatically आपके income tax slab में add हो जाएगा.
Thank you, Bharat, for answering. Anybody else has any question regarding the tax again or anything else? Okay, so Roshan is only asking again. Okay, thanks. So that means we are charged only on orders we are applicable for tax, not when we want to add money or withdraw.
Correct. So whenever we sell and realize a profit or a loss, so इसका मतलब आपने जब भी $1,000 का $1,100 $1,000 का $1,100 में sell किया, so automatically $1,000 जो gain आया, you'll be liable to pay taxes.
Okay. Another question is from Ashwin again. Current price of Facebook share?
So all those details are definitely available on the platform as well, but I believe it is around $260 to $270 currently, which is 15,000 rupees के आसपास, 14,000, sorry, actually ज़्यादा, 17,000-18,000 rupees के आसपास एक share. But interestingly, on our platform, you can invest in fractions. So you can literally buy just $1 worth of Facebook share as well. So that's something which is very common in the US as opposed to in India. Yeah, thanks,
Okay.
Lokesh, for answering that.
Okay, so anybody else has any questions? Okay, it's from Kanchan. Hi, sir. How tax works for investing in the US?
Yes,
Hello,
I just answered as well. So what I can do is I'll share a link of the blog. Maybe that would be useful. But just to quickly summarize, you would be, at least for the capital gains, you will be taxed in India, and 20% with the benefit of indexation for a longer term, which is 2 years is other, and directly your income tax slab for 2 years to come. So I'll share a blog link as well that will give you more clarity as well. So in case any one of you guys have any questions, you can just quickly write me at bharat@vestedfinance.co. I'll just type my email address in the chat section for everyone's benefit, and we'll be more than happy to assist your queries and have you on board.
Okay, so Roshan, thanks for asking that question. Yeah. So Roshan, there are multiple, when you say CRM, yes, when you're comparing with other CRM, I think we are really have a competitive price, because people are there who are really giving it for starting from 500 per user per month. So but there are a lot of differentiation, Roshan. So I mean, like the way it is integrated, it's one thing, like, because our product contains marketing, it adds value starting from marketing, at the same time sales module where it's a CRM where you can capture and nurture leads, at the same time support and success, as I spoke to you today. So I think it's all under one single roof, like where you can visualize the ROI. So we strongly believe that value that we are adding is something which is very high, because it is an integrated sales and marketing platform. When you compare a CRM, mostly they will cover up with lead capturing to lead conversion, mostly that is a sales CRM. So I think with that perspective, I guess our product cost is somewhere between 700 to 2,500 per user per month. But still, we strongly believe, and our users also strongly believe, there are a lot of value additions which we have provided to them, and there are multiple plus points as well. Like almost 95 to 99 percentage of 95% of CRM providers, they don't provide inbuilt cloud telephony, inbuilt communication. So again, you have to be dependent on third party. But in our case, like that is inbuilt under one single roof. So Roshan, that is the thing. But if you want to know more details, like you can just type your email ID here. We will keep in touch with you, and we can provide you with the differentiation documents clearly, and what will be the value addition to you. Yes. Okay, Roshan. Thank you so much. Yes, we will keep in touch with you. Our team will keep in touch with you, Roshan. Yeah.
Thank you, Roshan, for sharing your email. I think there's a question from Kanchan again for Bharat, I guess. So different charges are involved in investing from Vested?
Yes, so when someone wants to invest, let's say in India as well, so there are certain charges associated with, let's say, an account opening with a broker, or actually buying and selling of any security with that broker, right? So similarly, on Vested platform, there is an account opening fee that is there, but on the other hand, there is no buying or selling charges on the platform. So it's an absolutely commission-free platform. There are no hidden charges, no annual maintenance charges as well. So all those details again is very clearly mentioned on the website as well. So we have also come up with a subscription plan. If that excites you, if you are a very regular investor, then that's something that you can take a look at as well. But yeah, just an account opening fee, and there will be no charges on buying and selling of securities. An account opening fee is just nominal 399 rupees.
Does Vested Finance invest in private and public sector firms? I think it's for you, Bharat.
Yeah, so with us, you'll be able to invest in the listed securities, listed companies, which is public companies. But private companies is something that is not available currently. But having said that, we are exploring private market as well, especially in the US.
Okay, thank you, Bharat. I think everybody else is clear on this point. So do you need to add something related to it, Bharat or Sharmila, anybody?
No, I think it's fine, Pragati. I'm done.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So we'll be ending the session here?
Yeah.
Fine.
Okay, sure. Thank you so much for your valuable insights, Bharat and Sharmila, both of you. It was an interactive session. And thank you so much for all our participants who joined today. And I hope you are doing well and you're staying safe. Take care of yourself and your family also. Thank you so much for
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Pragati. Thanks.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye.